In a world that's gone from be kind bumper stickers to full on social media cage matches, it's clear we need a reminder about agape love. For those of you who skipped Sunday school or were busy drawing stick figures of Moses parting the Red Sea with lightsabers, agape love is that unconditional, no strings attached love for humanity. And it's not romantic love, so you can put down the dating apps. Phew! In layman's terms, it's the love your neighbor love. Now you might ask, when you say love your neighbor, do you mean like the people next door? Farther. Everyone who lives down the road? Farther. The whole town? Farther. The state? The country? How far? The whole dang world. The whole world is my neighbor? I love to break it to you. Holy fuck balls. I know. It's like, ugh. But it's also like, ah. And the best and worst part about agape love is it's unidirectional. What's unidirectional? Well, uni means one, so going in one direction, meaning you send it out and you may or may not get it back. So we can't get caught up in thinking about getting it back because the ideology behind agape love is that it isn't transactional love. So we can't even expect a thanks a latte for letting me merge onto this highway here. Or an I'll get you next time. I mean, it's nice when that happens, but the motivation of agape love is loving for love's sake. It's the love you give based on a way of being. So I'm thinking it may be something we got to learn to be, or maybe strive for. And it's probably a bit of a journey to get there, and it probably doesn't happen overnight. And I can tell you from hands on experience, it's really, 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 really fucking hard. And sometimes very inconvenient. But it's also the glue that holds us all together, or at least it can be if we allow it. The word agape comes from the ancient Greeks and basically means unconditional love. Let's face it, the world is a bit of a shit show right now. Between domestic political brawls and international wars, on top of all the other shit we're doing to each other, it's clear a lot of us have forgotten how to give a damn about each other. Disclaimer, at the same time, there are many, many amazing, wonderful, loving, kind people in the world. I'll admit it. When I get caught in my own self absorbed drama, what I'm not getting, what I should be getting, what I am getting that I don't want to be getting, it's very easy to lose perspective on what's important. And it's very easy to project our frustration onto others and believe they are our problem. But I digress. At the Last Supper, Jesus said to his disciples, "A new commandment I give you, that you love one another as I have loved you." The idea is that this selfless, unconditional divine love translates into us having this kind of love for each other that says, I care about you, even when you're being a complete pain in the ass. Because Jesus told me so. And it's like, yeah, people are going to piss you the fuck off. But apparently, even if you get into a murderous rage, you can still love them, which, when you think about it, will undoubtedly prevent you from doing actual murder. So, that shit is actually seriously fucking helpful because it keeps you out of jail. I often refer to a quote by mystic poet Kabir when I try to understand this kind of love during a difficult encounter with someone, which says, do what you do with another person, but never put them out of your heart. Tough stuff, babe. Real tough stuff. I mean, it's challenging even just in regular life when we have to deal with people who are acting kind of douchey. Sometimes I have to perform an exorcism on myself when I'm driving in traffic so my head doesn't start doing a 360 as I spew expletives when the car in front of me makes a fucking left-hand turn from the fucking right lane across all the fucking traffic. For crying the fuck out loud, why do you fucking do that? Okay, obviously I'm a work in progress, but as I was saying, according to theologian C.S. Lewis, agape love is the highest form of love as it reflects divine generosity. The idea is love thy neighbor even if your neighbor's dog yelps for 2 hours straight starting at 6 a.m. That's not easy. Lewis called agape the kind of love that doesn't depend on whether the recipient deserves it or not, which is a good thing because most of us have that one relative who never returns the Tupperware. And yes, I am that relative. So thanks for still loving me. Sociologists back this up too. Dr. Brené Brown, who has practically trademarked vulnerability, suggests that connection and compassion are vital for human survival. In her book, Daring Greatly, she argues that love and empathy are not luxuries, they're necessities. Think of agape love as the Wi Fi of human relationships. You don't see it, but when it's missing, everything sucks. Loving your neighbor isn't about candlelit dinners or mushy feelings. It's about rolling up your sleeves and doing the right thing, even when you'd rather not. It's the kind of love that makes you help your neighbor carry their groceries, even though they still haven't returned your fucking lawnmower. Come on, it's been a month. As the Bay Area Cognitive Behavioral Therapy Center puts it, agape love is the epitome of selfless, unconditional love with transformative power. Now you might be like, question. Does loving your neighbor mean you let people take advantage of you and mistreat you and you just take it? The short answer is no. Agape love isn't about being a doormat. It's about choosing to care when it might be hard. But healthy boundaries and self-care are still an important part of the equation. FYI. There's a difference between a situation that shows up during your day that you know you don't feel like doing, but you know it's the right thing to do, versus situations where it feels like someone's trying to guilt you into doing stuff against your will and self-care and well-being. I think the difference is that the situation that shows up during your day that you know you don't feel like doing, but you know is the right thing, feels like you're dragging your ass on it and being pulled forward to do it at the same time. And deep down, you know you gotta do it. The situation where someone is guilting or manipulating you feels like you're being smothered and trapped. And you must use your discernment. Because we can love someone and still say no when we feel like they're trying to take advantage of us and their manipulation never ends. Show her what she's won, Bob. Why, she's won never-ending manipulation. Can I choose curtain number 3? So basically what I'm saying is you feel different feelings in these situations. That's how you know the difference. And practice. Practice makes perfect. Well, not really perfect, but you might get better at it. From a spiritual perspective, agape love reminds us that we're all connected. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said it best when he said, "We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny." Wow, is that beautiful or what? So in other words, the idea is that my well-being is tied to yours. If I ignore your struggles, I'm ultimately ignoring my own. So if we were to look at the verse, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you," from this perspective of being all part of the same fabric of life, I could even go in as far to say, what we do to others, we do to ourselves simultaneously. And then we have to ask, well, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is the way I'm treating myself being expressed in the way that I treat others? Or is it that because we are connected, I am ultimately also affected by how I treat others? Either way, it's something to think about, that's for sure.